So we wanted to take a look and show you what we see on the inside of the truck camper when we're looking at our solar configuration. So one of the nice things with everything being Victron product is that we can go to one place and then look at all of the features. So you can see here, I'll put the screen up for you. So we've got three devices here. We have Cupcake Smart BMV. This is our battery monitor. Underneath that we have the Smart Solar. This is our charge controller. And underneath that we have the inverter. So let's take a look real quick at the Smart BMV. So I renamed all three of these and I added Cupcake to it simply because the RV park we were working in, there were other people around us who had the same kinds of products in their RVs. They hadn't renamed them either. So initially I was somewhat confused of which product I was actually trying to connect to. So I just renamed them all to add our name Cupcake. So when we go in here and we look at our current numbers, it tells us our voltage, the current, our power, consumed amped hours. What I tend to look at is I come over to trends, and trends will show us our state of charge. So right now, I'm like with my thumb and index finger, I'm squeezing down to change the scale. And now you can see here I was at 100%. This is yesterday, November 4th. So in the afternoon, we hit 100% charge. Then throughout the day, as we were using whatever inside of the truck camper, the charge went away. And then this morning, we're now starting to charge back up again. So this afternoon. So it's a little overcast. So when we look at this over time, now we can go back quite a ways and say, okay, how are we doing each day as far as our state of charge? So we can see back here, we hit a low point. This looks like this is 72, 73% charge. So pretty low. So we actually had a challenge of a couple days. When I come back here, you can see there's no data here. So when I was doing the work of putting the battery holders into our battery compartment, I disconnected the front battery, and that had the actual monitor on it or the battery monitor connection. When we disconnected that, because the battery was not at 100% charge, the state of charge no longer functioned until such a time as we had a completely full charge again. So I had about 2 or 3 days here where the battery monitor didn't work. So essentially what it is you can go in and you can manually set it and say my battery is charged at 100%. So just reset to equal 100%. So I guess if you know I'm at 100% battery charge, you can tell the software set it at 100% battery charge. But I didn't know where I was actually out on that charge scale. So we had to wait until such a time as the batteries hit 100% charge based on the voltage readings. So what was quite nice was with the voltage readings, the software automatically turned back on and said, hey, here's your state of battery charge. So it was a really handy feature here. So this gives us state of charge. You can see here and there we have days where we went very low. I think back here, this is when I was learning, like, it's great to park in the wilderness around trees all around you, but that's not necessarily great for your solar charging. So that's the BMV. So if we go to our charge controller right now, you can see it tells us our battery voltage, how many watt hours we've collected today, current that we're coming in, and then our state of charging. So this is pretty handy. This allows us to go in and really look at what kind of intensity are we seeing or how much power are we collecting really like through the span of the day. So here you can see, look at our time right now, 11:30, whatever. We can follow across. We can see, how many amps are we getting right now. So this will go up during the day. So here we're at dark. So this was 7:45 this morning. Then as the sun's coming up, you can see our power collected is increasing. So again, I'm going to shrink this down with 2 fingers. So now you can see this is the entire day yesterday, starting at beginning of charge 8 in the morning, last charge coming in somewhere around 5:30, 6 o'clock last night. So this allows us to look back over, again, a long period of time, say, okay, how much are we able to collect each day? So that's the charge controller. And then our inverter, I don't really spend a whole lot of time in here looking around. So the inverter right now, it shows that we have 0. So I'm going to turn the inverter on. So inverter on, turns green, come back here. Now we have our voltage, 120, inverting, and tells us our battery voltage. So honestly, that's generally all I do in the inverter itself, is I turn it on or I turn it off. So hopefully for you, this was a quick, informative tour of our solar system. If you have any questions, feel free to ask. I don't promise that we'll have good answers, but we'll do our best. And as always, thanks for watching. We appreciate your time.